Before I get you guys to questions and answers, which I'm going to go through in just a bit, I've got an exclusive webinar only special offer. And at the moment, just to tell you, I'm not going to be asking you for any money today. So you really should stick around and watch this. Really what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I can help you if you want me to help you with implementing the system. So let's just do a quick recap. In this webinar, we showed you the foundation, and that's how to take that strategy from non-existent or hazy to crystal clarity, where you know exactly what to do. And then we saw how we're going to create an automated sales funnel to take complete strangers all the way through to happy lifelong clients. And then, of course, we're going to get rid of all of the stress, all of the overwhelm. We're going to outsource everything so that we don't have to worry about it. And that's going to take us all the way to implementation, where we don't have to worry about the technical expertise and the driving of traffic. And that's how we actually get the results. So if you feel that you need some help, then I want to show you how I can actually help you to get your sales funnel up and running in 40 days. I was going to say in the next 40 days, but you'll see in a minute. It's not quite the next 40, but I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. And really, once you've got it up and running, because it'll take you about 40 days from when you start, realistically, okay? We'll get the thing up in 30, but realistically in 40, because we've got to do some testing and some stuff, and then you'll be off to the races. So don't worry about it. Let me show you how I can actually go ahead and to help you to do this. So we've created a program. Well, we're actually in the process of creating it. We're going to be launching it very, very soon. And really what it's designed to do is exactly what I showed you today. To get you a high converting sales funnel, we're going to get that live within 40 days to get us a minimum of 2 to 5 paid consultations booked every month. And as you've seen, if you want to scale that traffic to get more, you can certainly do that. So let me show you how this works. Really, there's 4 core weeks that are bundled into this, and then there's a bonus week to help you with implementation. So let me show you what that actually looks like. So week 1 is all about working out exactly who your ideal client is. So remember, I set up everything I teach you. This is the most important thing that I can possibly teach you. So we're going to dive fairly deep into those 5 areas that we spoke about. So firstly, we'll show you how to pick your ideal niche. That's more important than you might think, by the way. Then we're going to map out the demographic profile. So obviously we're going to know exactly who they are. Then we're going to cover the many, many ways to find them. So I'm going to take that congregation concept a little bit further. And after this session alone, I promise you will never, ever have to worry about where your next client's going to come from, because you're going to have access to more clients than you're probably going to be able to handle right now. Then I'm going to show you how to get into the mind of your ideal client, okay, by literally discovering their biggest pains and gains. So we spoke about that. So even though you probably already instinctively know the answer to this question, you need to actually write this down and to get a complete profile of those clients. And I'm going to show you how to do this online. And I'm also going to show you how to do offline research. So online research, offline research, how to get all of those answers. You probably have 70% of them. I'll coax those 70% of the answers out of you, and I'll show you how to get the other 30% that you don't know. Then in week 2, this is where we're going to actually design the funnel. This is of vital importance that your funnel is actually congruent, because what's going to happen is that people are going to start, and without even thinking, they're going to take that credit card out and they're going to go all the way through till they land in that consultation with you. So I'm going to show you how to easily create your lead magnet, and obviously the tripwire that we spoke about. I'm also going to give you a number of different options to choose from, and I'm obviously going to show you how to get it complete, because that's the key thing. We'll show you the tech, we'll show you the marketing platform, and I'm going to give you templates, right? I don't want you battling with this stuff. I'm going to give you templates for everything. It's literally going to be copy and paste after we've got all the info that we need. Then in week 3, I'm going to dive into the powerful world of email marketing. So this is actually so important. I'm going to spend a whole week on it. And I'm going to show you how to craft a world-class email follow-up system that's going to help you to convert more of those prospects, obviously, into paying clients. And of course, this week here is the week that I'm going to take you a little bit further into the technology. So I've actually got no doubt, because I see this all the time, especially with accountants that are so close-minded, because they're panicking a little bit about technology. But honestly, you will be pleasantly surprised at just how easy this is to set this whole thing up, and including your email follow-up system, right? Your funnel, your follow-up system. Literally, if you can drag and drop and use PowerPoint, you can do this. Then in week 4, it's all about implementation. So this is where we're going to cover how to actually outsource everything. So we want to outsource the technical stuff and obviously the traffic, if that's what you decide to do. Now, of course, you can do all of this stuff yourself, as in you personally, or you can give it to your internal staff members if you prefer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a couple of key traffic sources with you. And obviously, I'm going to show you how to outsource all of this stuff in a very, very effective way. So I'll give you templates and emails to write and all of those sorts of things. And really, outsourcing, if you think about it, it's really the missing piece to you essentially getting your sales funnel to run on autopilot, because the minute that you get somebody else to do it who's better than you are, that takes you out of the frame completely. And this is really going to help you to get new clients coming into your business every single month. So week 5 is going to be a question and answer session, and this is really going to be your opportunity to smooth out any last minute issues that you might have relating to your sales funnel before it actually goes live. And one of the reasons that this is so important is you need a facility to get you unstuck, right? Because I need you to actually get to the end of this. I don't want you to pay money and spend so much of your time building this thing for a month. I don't want you to be like I did where you didn't get a result, okay? I need this thing to work for you. The other thing is I've got a couple of other surprises for you. I promise you they are so cool, probably worth more than what I'm going to charge for the program. Just by themselves, but you're going to have to wait a little bit until then to actually find out exactly what they are. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, I can't get started because I'm not a technology buff. Well, that would be a huge mistake because, as I've said, you don't need to be a tech guru. In fact, I actually think that it's better that you're not, and I genuinely mean that. The tech today, as I've said, is so simple. If you had to use it, you could. That's the key thing about it. It's so easy to find solutions if you're up a gum tree. Now, just to make sure, okay, that there are no tech issues for you, as a bonus, I'm actually going to be giving you 2 pre-built sales funnels that are already configured. So all that you or your staff, your outsourcers have got to do is you change the details. But when everything gets clicked, it all goes where it's supposed to. The emails go off. Everything happens. The lead magnet gets delivered. It's all pre-configured. You don't have to worry about it. Not only that, but I will actually load it into your personal marketing platform so that you've got virtually nothing to do. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that this bonus alone is probably worth 5 times the value of what we'll be charging for the course. And your customized funnel will literally take you no more than a day to get live. Once we've done all that other hard work, when you put it all together, it's really as simple as that. To go with that sales funnel, I'm also going to give you my personal email autoresponder sequence that I use in my business. So it's high converting already. I give you the templates. Literally, all you're going to do is you're going to change out my information for yours, and you know it's going to convert out the gate. And guess what? I will put them also into your marketing system. So you don't even have to input that. You're just going to go in and change the content. You'll update it. It's really as easy and as simple as that. Now, another bonus that I'm going to give you is my book called Sales and Clients on Tap. So I wrote this book, and you can actually kind of think of this book as the manual, if you like, for everything. So when you want to actually refer back to it and have a look at something that you're a little bit unsure of, it's very easy to find it in the book. So you don't have to go and watch videos and go through copious information. It's all going to be there. It's very, very quick to get your head around. Now, just in case you like 67, 68% of the world, where we are more orientated towards visually seeing things, and video is becoming more and more prevalent, it's much easier when you're learning something, in my experience, to actually see a video so you can actually see it in action. So what I've done is I've taken that book and I've actually created a whole course for you. It's got 10 modules. Don't panic, you only need about 4 of them. The other 6 are there for later on if you want to grow your sales funnel to the next level. And really all you got to do is go through it, apply that stuff. It's easy to find that there's bite-sized videos and you can actually see everything as we go through everything. And then as part of that, I've actually got a case study that I did. And this is probably the most important piece of content maybe that I've ever created, because what I show you there is I look over my shoulder as I actually go ahead and define my ideal client. Now, if you're an accountant, you're going to love it because that's you. So I'll show you the process that I went through in order to find out how to actually market specifically to you. So you'll see when you go through that how successful I was in terms of choosing my ideal client. So that's great. I think just that piece of the case study alone is about 3 hours of training, and it's brilliant. I spent literally weeks planning that and taking you through that. It's worth the price of admission alone. So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, so what's the catch? Okay, and yes, there is a catch. And the catch is that there are only 10 slots available. All right, and the reason that there are only 10 slots available is because this is what we call a beta program. And so, like, I hate to say this, but it's true. You're kind of like my guinea pigs, or you will be. And when I say that, I say that with great affection, because really what I need to do is to work out any of the kinks. So I've created many digital products in my time, and I know that when you create the final version of the product, you want to be in a situation where you've answered all the questions. So the reason I'm going to do this is I'm going to get to work really closely with a group of 10 people. I'm going to get in the trenches with you, and we're going to really get this thing going. And I want to find out what all the problems are so that I can iron them out for when I actually create a digital version of this product. And I'm probably going to sell the digital version for more than I'm actually going to charge you guys for this beta program. So guess what? There's a big advantage here. So what I didn't tell you before is, and remember, there's only 10 slots. And the reason there are only 10 is because I'm going to give you not 1, not 2, but 5 30-minute sessions with me one-on-one. Okay, so let me explain to you how this is going to work. What happens is each week I'm going to teach you guys as a group, all 10 of you, what to do. Then you've got to obviously go away and do some stuff. Then before the next session, you're going to get on the line with me for 30 minutes. we're going to use that 30 minutes however we need it. If we've got to get you unstuck with something, if we want to brainstorm something, if we want to take your business to a new level, it doesn't matter. But I've got to make sure that you get to the end of this, because remember, this is as much for me as it is for you. So I'm invested in this thing, and you need to be invested too. So I'm going to make sure that nobody gets left behind. All of you have got to get a sales funnel out, and all of you got to be getting at least 2 new paid consultations every single month. So that's the goal here. And the only way for me to do that is to make sure that I'm available for you one-on-one. Okay, so there's going to be no reason for you, right, not to get your sales funnel live within 40 days. That is vitally important. And you're getting 2.5 hours of my time. And again, I promise you that the price that you will pay for the course is probably less than I charge for those 2.5 hours individually if you were going to consult with me. So the question is, when is it going to be? Well, I'm not 100% sure. It's just, there are a couple of things that are a little bit dependent, but it's probably going to start on either the 6th or the 13th of June, 2019. It's going to run for 5 weeks, as you can see, as I say, either starting the 6th or the 13th. So timing, I'm not quite sure what time, but generally what happens is I'm out in South Africa and I have clients really into the US and the Canadian market. So what's going to happen is I'm probably going to run something that's going to be in the morning in the US and Canada, and probably late afternoon in South Africa. So the moment we've got our 10 people into the group, then what we'll do is we'll firm it up. And even if we change the day from a Thursday to something else, and the time doesn't matter, I just want to see what's going to be most convenient for everybody. But that's kind of where we're at. So if you want to actually jump onto this program, you can see there, you're going to go to regularclients.com/beta. But before you do that, just know this: you cannot enroll directly today. So you can't give me money today. Okay, I'm not going to take your money. I promised you up front that that's not going to happen, and I'm going to stick to that promise. So your question is, okay, James, what you're telling us about is, what do I have to do? Well, not only is there something that you have to do, but I'm actually going to give you even more value. I really do appreciate the fact that you guys have actually jumped on this webinar with me today. And because of that, I'm actually going to give you a 60-minute strategy session with me. Okay. Now, I call this a 60-minute client growth strategy session, and it's going to be with me or one of my team members. And really, this thing is so valuable, because as we go through it, this is really additional value for you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to determine what your growth goals and your growth objectives are. Then what we're going to do is we're going to determine where your business is today. So it's just very, very factual, so that we know what we got to work with. And then I got to look at what those roadblocks are that are going to be slowing you down or holding you back, or really just plain stopping you from hitting your growth objectives. Then what we're going to do is we'll determine the best plan of action for you to take to achieve your objectives, right? Now, during this process, obviously, we're both going to be able to determine whether this program is right for you. So I'm giving you the bonus because I can give you a little bit more value. And as I'm doing that, we're both being able to make that assessment. Now, I want you to know that regardless of whether this program is right for you or not, does not matter. Okay. You will leave with a personalized client growth plan that is customized just for your practice. And the good news is that if you are the right fit for this program, the strategy session that we're going to do is really going to help me tremendously to actually personalize this experience for you in the program. So remember, I've only got 10 people, so I can actually do that because I've got enough time to do it, and I'm very, very invested in getting this result. So this will be probably the only time in history ever that I'm going to have the time or the inclination to do this, again, because I've only got 10 people on the program, so I can give you that extra special attention. So here's what to expect on the strategy call itself. So we're going to start off by mapping out your growth goals. And I want you to get results fast, right? Remember, this program is going to get you up and running in 40 days. So I want you to be looking into the future, not far, far, far in the future, 6 to 12 months, okay? Don't want to go further than that. I want to get you those results soon. And this is going to help me to understand your business and the best type of funnel that's going to be suitable for you. And I've got to tell you this, I generally find that accountants tend to underestimate rather than overestimate what's really possible when it comes to growing their client base. So this is going to be a real eye-opener for you. Then we're just going to do a little current diagnosis of where your business is now. So this is going to allow me to just find out what the objective starting point is. So we're going to consider things like cash flow, client flow, your available time, other available resources, whatever it happens to be, just the facts. And again, I find that most accountants have never really had clarity on this. And really the last time they sat down and critically looked at their business, are they working on it, might be years ago. And some of us actually never. I hate to tell you this. So this is really us myself or members of my team guiding you through a really focused 1 hour session so that you now get to work on your business as opposed to in it. And then once we've done all that, we've got the starting point and we know where you want to go in the next 6 to 12 months. All that remains for us to do is to find out what those roadblocks or challenges are that are already stopping you from getting where you want your practice to go. And then, of course, once we've got those 3 pieces of the puzzle, we can devise the perfect growth plan for you, and whether the program's going to be right for you or not. And if I don't think that the program's going to be a right fit for you, I'm going to suggest a different course of action for you. I'll tell you what I do think is going to be right for you. I've been doing this for a long time, so I've got a really good grasp on it, and you're really going to walk away with something that you can use. And when you leave the strategy session, okay, you're going to have that plan in place, and you're going to know exactly what to do next to get your practice to wherever it is that you need to take it. So I'm actually going to be giving everybody that jumps onto this 1-hour strategy call with me a copy of my book, the international bestseller that I spoke to you about earlier, written specifically for the profession, called Accounting Clients on Tap, and you get to keep that, right? Even if you don't end up on the program, it doesn't matter. It's just my way of saying thank you for getting online with us to consider jumping onto the beta program. So regardless, again, of whether you end up on the program or not, I promise you this will be the most important hour that you ever spend working on your business all year, because of the guided process we take you through. And I say that because that's the feedback that I keep getting from people. You know, I always ask them, what did you get out of this? And like you can see their heads exploding. It's wow, clarity. Thank you so much. So I promise you it'll be well worth your while in order to do that. So what I want to just say to you, I'm going to answer some questions now. And just before I do, if you really want to get hold of me and you want to jump onto the program, the details are there. So if you want to get onto the program, I suggest you go there now. Go to regularclients.com, which is obviously our website, /beta. So if you want more information on our website, that's regularclients.com. But if you want to book specifically for this, and remember there's only 10 slots available, so don't delay, jump on as soon as you can, regularclients.com /beta. If you want to email me directly, I'm very, very easy to get hold of. It's james@regularclients.com. I answer that email myself, so there's no gatekeepers or any nonsense like that. I use Skype a lot because many of my clients obviously are not within close proximity to me, and we don't really have to be because we're all in the online space. So you can reach me on Skype at james.malfetus. If you do, just tell me who you are, because I get all sorts of strange things coming through there, and I just ignore the people that I don't know. And of course, if you want to get hold of me, there's my mobile number as well. So at this point in time, I just want to say thanks so much for jumping on to the webinar. As this is probably going to be a recording now that I'm actually going to put up. So I've edited this little piece that I've tacked on at the end. Obviously, I can't get you to necessarily ask me questions right now, but what you can do at this point is you can actually, as you would generally, just pop something into the question box and an email will come through to me, and I'll come back to you and I'll give you the answer. But really, there's not a whole lot to tell you about, I think, that we haven't answered. One of the questions, obviously, that comes out is, well, how do we actually end up doing this? And what we're going to do, because we're dealing with just 10 people, we'll do it in a relatively closed group, and we'll probably use some sort of technology, something like Zoom or something like that, where we can all communicate with each other. So it's going to be really informal, really sort of a closed group, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's going to share, and remember, I've got to get you guys over the line at the end of the day. Well, I just want to thank you guys all for being on this webinar. It really means a lot to me when people actually take time out of their day to actually listen to me. And really what I want you to do more than anything is actually apply the stuff that you learned on this webinar. So you're going to get those slides. So if you do want a copy of those slides, remember, just email me at james@regularclients.com and I will certainly send them through to you. If you need a CPD or a CPE certificate, let me know as well, and I'll gladly send that through to you. But I really just want to say I do appreciate you being on the webinar with me. Keep an eye on your inbox because we keep doing different webinars. We'll send you invitations to the next one. Our goal is just to get you more clients and make you sell more stuff. Okay, that's all we exist for. Everything that we do is all about you. So keep an eye on that inbox. Hopefully, I'm going to see you on one of the consultations, either me or my team. And you can, of course, book that at regularclients.com /beta. If I don't see you there on one of those consultations, hopefully I'm going to see you in the beta course. And if not, I'll see you on the next webinar. So until then, this is James, the marketing accountant, saying thanks for joining me. And I look forward to chatting to you real soon.